Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV. Back in December, I told you about my Toyota Sienna minivan that got hit with a recall. Well, guess what? We are now in lemon territory because today, March 3rd, 2026, this van is still sitting at the dealer. We are 81 days into this nightmare of a van that I paid for, that I've paid taxes on, that I am paying insurance on, that has been sitting at my dealer since December 12th. Due to a recall issue that Toyota has no resolution for. And it's not just me. There are 50,000 other Sienna minivans impacted by this. And in hearing from other Sienna owners, Toyota's just been walking all over all of us. But that can end, and it can end when you file a lemon law complaint in your state, if your state has a lemon law. Here in my home state of Connecticut, we are not only known as the Constitution state, but we were also the first state to implement a lemon law. And I filed a complaint with the department. It has been accepted, so I am having a hearing coming up where I will either get a replacement or a refund, hopefully. And I wanted to talk about the lemon law and why every Sienna owner impacted by this needs to file one, because Toyota is not going to respond to anything except this. Let's get into it. So first, a quick recap as to what's been going on here. Back on December 12th, I got this letter from Toyota telling me that the seats my children sit in every day have a risk of losing their structural integrity and have a risk of injury. The issue is so severe that they say no one should be sitting in these seats until a remedy is performed on the vehicle. The letter said back in December that they were currently preparing a remedy, but here we are in March of 2026, and there is still no remedy or any communication as to when the problem will get resolved. Now, 60 days earlier, on October 7th, they issued this warning to their dealers to tell everybody to pull the vehicles off the lot. Do not sell them. They're too dangerous. And what really upset me about this entire thing is that Toyota notified their dealers on day one, October 7th, 2025. My notice did not arrive until 66 days later. So while they're covering their liability with the dealers, my kids are riding around in seats that Toyota says are dangerous, and I didn't know about it until December 12th. And we talked all about that in the last video. So what I then proceeded to do was research the lemon law here in my home state of Connecticut. And I think part of the reason why Toyota waited so long to send these notifications out was to run down the clock a bit and prevent a deluge of lemon law complaints. But I filed mine, and what I learned about the lemon law here in my home state of Connecticut is that this vehicle is very much a lemon at this point. So if you look at the eligibility criteria for the lemon law here in Connecticut, the vehicle has to be a new vehicle that is under 2 years old and has less than 24,000 miles. They're covered if they don't conform to the manufacturer's express warranty. Certainly the seats, being a very critical safety item, are covered by the warranty, and right now those seats don't conform. The defect, which I have, is a condition which substantially impairs the use, safety, or value of the motor vehicle. I bought a 7-passenger van. 2 of the seats in the middle can't be used. That's a pretty big impairment in my opinion. Another criteria is the number of repair attempts. And again, this is applying only to the Connecticut lemon law, but many other states are similar. Now in Connecticut, they call a reasonable number of repair attempts right now as 4. So if you had a mechanical defect and you brought it to the dealer 4 times and it hasn't been resolved after 4 attempts, you might have a lemon on your hands and could probably file something. In my case, it's about the days out of service because they have not been able to repair the vehicle because they have no remedy available. So in that case, I think I am in the second category, which is when the vehicle has been out of service for repair at the dealership for a cumulative total of 30 days or more for any number of problems. And of course, I've got a big problem, which is that I can't use the center row seats in my vehicle for safety reasons, and I bought a 7-passenger van. So that, I think, is why I got the email from the lemon law people to tell me that my vehicle is deemed eligible for a hearing. It doesn't mean that I've won, but I will have a hearing and the arbiter will decide whether or not my vehicle is a lemon after I've had the opportunity to make my arguments. I do have a pretty good case put together, and I will share with you that case after I deliver it in my hearing, along with whatever the outcome is. So hopefully that will help other Sienna owners who are going through the lemon process themselves to better prepare their arguments. But Toyota's going to have a hard time explaining that this vehicle is not a lemon based on the research that I've put together. So what's next is I've got my hearing coming up, so I'm going to go through that process and I'll keep you posted as to what the outcome is there. What I would suggest you do if you're not in Connecticut is to head over to this site, Justia, who has a great 50-state survey of lemon laws across the United States, so you can figure out what the process is in your particular state. It is different everywhere. Some states are a little easier to work with than others, but it's important really to get this information in hand. In many cases, you probably don't need to hire a lawyer to do any of this for you. I don't believe in Connecticut that legal fees are something that can be reimbursed to you if you win. And the process in Connecticut, at least, is designed for the consumer not to need a lawyer to file. You will be up against a lawyer, though, in the hearing, and if that is intimidating, you might want to consult a lemon law attorney, and of course, Google searching for one will find you many. So there are options there, but at least in Connecticut, you probably won't get reimbursed for your legal fees. But my best advice here is to go to that website and file right now, because you need time to get everything put together, and of course these hearings don't happen overnight. But I do believe my vehicle is a lemon here, and I think if you own a Sienna minivan with this recall, you likely have a lemon too. So that is why it's important to file and exercise your rights as a consumer. And this is one of these themes that keeps popping up here on this channel, because I am a tech channel, but I think also I'm a consumer advocacy channel. And you need to assert yourself sometimes, especially when the law is in your favor. And in this case, lemon laws exist to allow consumers to exercise their rights. And I can't tell you how many Sienna owners I've heard from who are just waiting here, and you can't wait. You've got to file. Toyota's hoping that everyone's just going to sit around and just deal with the fact that their $50,000 minivan is sitting in the shop, and that you'll be grateful when it's returned to you in April. But meanwhile, you've lost almost a year of that vehicle's use. That is not acceptable, and they should be doing much better by their customers. And that is why I am filing this lemon law complaint, and that's why I'm urging you to do so as well. Until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.